This is TLSE in BG, TL Simpson Enterprises in Bulgaria, documenting our family's move from England, from the UK, over to Plovdiv, Bulgaria. Welcome to my travel vlog. If you want to stay in touch with our journey and explore life in Bulgaria once I've finally made the move over there, I'm currently filming this from Bushy Park, southwest London in England. I'm moving in about a month's sort of time. Then please subscribe to my channel, to the TL Simpson Enterprises channel, like the video, and I look forward to sharing our adventures and our escapades with you. My name is Tion, also known as TL Simpson of TL Simpson Enterprises. This is a part of the TL Simpson Enterprises channel as a whole. For those that don't know, BG is short for Bulgaria. And my family and I, we are making a big move from the UK to go and live and have our businesses in Bulgaria. Hopefully as of the end of October 2024. I mean, at time of recording, my wife and my daughter are currently in Bulgaria at the moment. I'm just waiting on my visa to be able to fly over, and then after I get my visa, I will need to apply for a residence permit, and then I'll be able to work and actually start a life over there. I don't know if I've mentioned, but my wife is Bulgarian, which is a kind of a key clue and a key indicator as to why we're going. When the idea, or when the suggestion to move to Bulgaria came up, I'll be brutally honest, my first reaction was like, nah, not feeling it, not on it. So for the past 36 years, I'm 36 years old, this is pretty much all I've known. All I've known is life here. I've had thoughts and ideas about wanting to live abroad, and never really had the courage or the conviction to be able to do it. I've kind of always whipped out at the last minute, or never really found any sort of real reason to go and live somewhere else. I've had friends that have gone and done it, and over the years I've been able to visit them and understand their life and their perspective and how they feel about living abroad and all that. And let's, if I'll be honest, the experience is different for everybody. But then my perspective changed a little bit. Had some time to think about it, and it sort of coincided with the time where I left my last corporate job. I have another vlog, the Mercurial Creative vlog, which is my entrepreneur vlog, which tells that story in a bit more detail. So I'm basically not going to repeat it now. But I'd sort of made the decision to leave that job. My wife had made the decision to leave her part-time job. At the time, our daughter was almost 2 years old. And so we were at for want of another word, at a very unexpected crossroads in our life. We were, needing to make quite a big decision as to, where we wanted to raise Zoe, our daughter, what kind of education we want her to have, how we feel about, just general, life expenses. Cost of living here in England has kind of shot up through the roof over the past few years, and life has been very difficult for a lot of people, including us. So, having left our jobs, faced with such a big decision, I kind of had a little think about what to do, and ultimately, made the choice that, a fresh start, a new adventure, a brand new experience, brand new culture would not only be good for me, but it would also help my daughter to thrive more in a more sort of nurturing environment, which unfortunately we definitely wouldn't have had if we were still living here. So we made the decision to pack all our stuff up, make the move to Bulgaria. Initially, we didn't really have a kind of like a fixed kind of plan as to how that was going to work, but just so happened that we had an opportunity to have somewhere to live rent free, mortgage free, so we don't have to think about any of that kind of expense. The pressure to get a job immediately was kind of alleviated sort of straight away, so we didn't have to worry too much about that to start off with, though more than likely we will still have to sort of get either part-time or full-time jobs, just so we can have some kind of life to start off with. But the underlying thing, certainly for me, was that I wanted an opportunity, or I wanted to be able to be in a position where I could essentially control my own destiny. And what I kind of mean by that is not necessarily being sort of being king of my own castle, but more having the freedom to be creative and do more creative things and do things really that I want to do. Me personally, I've not felt free living in England for quite some time, and certainly, having worked in corporate for such a long time, and obviously majority of my family live here as well. There are certain expectations that maybe sometimes culture puts on you, how you grew up, and if you're of a certain background, or if you're a certain skin color, there are expectations that people put on you. There is a certain code that you kind of have to adhere to, even though you try your hardest not to adhere to it, but ultimately it kind of catches up with you, and then next thing you know, you've got people basically trying to force you to become something that you really don't want to be. And I think ultimately, certainly for me, that living in Bulgaria will allow the freedom for me to basically be who I really want to be, and to do what I really want to do, and to not have to conform into any kind of circle, any kind of expectation. It's a move based on wanting freedom to live the life that God intended for us. I am Christian, my wife is Christian, and we very much believe that God has a plan for our life. God cares about us, and God wants the best for us. So we do honestly feel that Bulgaria very much is the right move for us, and we are very excited as to what the future is going to bring. But the decision as a family was very much based with Zoe, our 2-year-old, in mind. Where's going to be the best place for her, with her family being in Bulgaria, or being Bulgarian also. She'll have space to grow, space to thrive. She'll very much be integrated into both cultures, and certainly from an educational point of view, I think there'll be certainly more focus on education and less about social conditioning, which was another thing we were very, very concerned about, certainly with the education system in England, and the result of it not necessarily producing very intelligent people. At the moment, Bulgaria is very much driving the idea of having a lot of digital nomads to come and basically live and study and work in Bulgaria. Bulgaria has one of the lowest tax thresholds in the whole of Europe, so that's a key indicator that's a key plus point, a key selling point of a key selling point to the country, certainly at the moment. So what we are certainly finding is that there are a lot of people migrating to Bulgaria, certainly from all over Europe. There's a growing international community there, all of whom speak English. When I first started telling people, telling my family, telling people that I sort of come across, that I'm not going to be in England for long. I'm going to be moving to Bulgaria. The first reaction, and the same reaction for every single conversation I had, was pretty much this: Bulgaria? Why Bulgaria? And then I explain why. I have a Bulgarian wife, I have a half Bulgarian child, her family live in Bulgaria. Something new, it's an adventure. It's sunny like 7, 8 months of the year. The food is like 10 times better there than it is here. I don't know if I've mentioned, but Bulgaria is absolutely stunning. I think one of the biggest peeves I have with living in England is that I think there is this mentality amongst the English specifically that there is no other life in Europe or in the world that is better than life in England. Everything else in Europe particularly, is ultimately superior. And if you're from any other part of the world, chances are you got to these shores on a rubber dinghy. You know, everybody wants to come to England. It's the land paved with gold. It couldn't be more untrue. It's one of the biggest lies ever told. Life in England is hard. Life in England is extremely hard. And we're now at a stage where, you know, unless you have a certain amount of money, I mean, I think this is quite a contentious issue. You know, I personally think, having lived in London, lived in Surrey, two of the most expensive places in the country, that to live in this part of the world, either between you and a couple or even you on your own, I think you need to be earning 6 figures minimum. I think a good figure, in order to, say, if you have a house, a couple of kids, that you need to be earning around about either, I say, 100 to 150k a year to have a relatively comfortable life. Go on holiday once a year, put the kids in nursery, pay your mortgage, and basically have a little bit left over. That's what I think, personally. Obviously, other parts of the country are a hell of a lot cheaper, and we were kind of left with that option. You know, either we leave where we were living in Farnham in Surrey, where before we made the move, and go live up north, or go live down on the south coast, or go live in Wales or somewhere like that. You know, do we really want to live further and further away from our friends and family here in England? And, you know, try and, you know, for me to commute to London or commute to another city to get a decent paying job and basically spend half my life commuting and paying bills and paying debt and all that goes with it. Or we could just have a much better, a much more comfortable life in another country and just to kind of experience something new. So the city we're moving to is Plovdiv. It's called Plovdiv, Plovdiv, Plovdiv. A lot of people have trouble with pronunciation of that. And Plovdiv is essentially Bulgaria's second city. It's the second largest city in Bulgaria. Population of just under 1 million people. There's mountain ranges just close by. Ultimately, it's a very pleasant place to live. Lots of history, a lot of history. It's one of the oldest cities in Europe. A lot of Roman architecture, and yeah, as I said, a growing international community. Certainly in the tech space, Bulgaria, Plovdiv in particular, is very well known for its medical university, its dentistry as well. So a lot of people from all over the world come to Plovdiv to study medicine or dentistry. It's very well known for that. And as I said, you know, I would say majority of people under the age of 40 speak English, speak good English. The older generation, not so much. So I could be lazy and basically not learn Bulgarian, but I'm going to, because I want to immerse myself fully into the country. I did say to my wife that I am all in. I'm definitely going to be all in. So I will learn the language. I want to very much learn what life in Bulgaria is like, and what better way of doing that than by learning the language. I mean, I love languages in general, and I would very much love to learn how to speak Bulgarian, though I do not get Cyrillic. I don't understand Cyrillic, and that's going to take a while to get used to. But you know, I can say a few things. Strasti, Zdravete, it's a bit more formal. Благодаря means thank you. Ushite mi gorят, which loosely means my ears are burning, which I generally say around my wife's family when I know that they're talking about me. So that's it, really. So that's kind of the reasons why we're moving. You know, I thought I'd film this now whilst I'm still in England, and yeah, I look forward to updating you guys again once I've moved, once I've started to settle, and give you guys the full experience as to what life in Bulgaria, in Plovdiv, Bulgaria specifically, is all about. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, or if you want to stay in touch with this exciting journey we're about to make, this exciting adventure of life and living in the beautiful country of Bulgaria, then please give this video a like. Subscribe to the TL Simpson Enterprises channel. There you will also find my other vlog, my entrepreneurial vlog, which is basically about my journey in starting a business, starting vlogging, starting all these wonderful things that we want to go and do in Bulgaria. I look forward to filling in you guys again once I've moved, to take my selfie stick around and show you guys the sights and give you guys a real experience as to what life in Bulgaria, what life in Plovdiv is all about. So thanks for watching, and yeah, I will see you on the other side of the aeroplane, though I will probably not film in Stansted. I probably won't film the plane experience. I just want to get over there now at this point. God bless, all the best, and thank you for watching TLSE in BG.